From the Chuck Taylors to the TikTok Duns, every single sneaker era has had its own story. Let's go ahead and travel through sneaker history in a couple of minutes. And I promise the last era on this list will have you confused about what we're heading into in the future. Era number 1, you guys. Era number 1 is going to be the birth, and this section is going to be about a section where I wasn't alive for. So with that being said, this is going to be a lot of research involved. This is going to be a lot of internet. This is going to be about from the 1917s to about the 1960s. One of the key shoes I did want to feature here is the Converse Chuck Taylor All Stars. And for a little bit of like cultural context, this sneaker right here was first mass produced as a basketball shoe. Now, as a basketball person myself, I cannot imagine hooping a pair of these, but I definitely have seen a lot of old school hoopers hooping these shoes right here, which is quite crazy. Here in the birth, I gotta say that a lot of the sneakers were dominated in like the courts area and as casual wear. That being said, in the 40s, you weren't cool unless you had some Chucks, and they weren't hype. They were definitely just a shoe at the time. So that being said, you guys, I definitely have a lot of family members that wear Chucks to this day, but they are not hooping on them. So the fact that they did at that time, man, I salute all those that did. But anyway, that's era number 1. Let's go on to get to era number 2. And era number 2 is going to be the Sports Domination. This is going to be about from the 1970s, from the 1980s, and this is going to be the rise of brands that I know you know, Nike, Adidas, and Puma. And this is exactly where technology started to matter, and they started to incorporate things like air cushioning and lighter materials. Now, the Air Jordan 1 in 1985 changes everything, and it was banned in the NBA for some time and embraced by the streets. But with that being said, in the 90s, that is exactly where sneakers just got bigger, bolder, and way more expensive. So that being said, this is an era I'm gonna call the golden 90s. Now, this is gonna be the era where the Air Max had a big explosion. Basketball sneakers become streetwear staples, and we're hearing about sneakers like the Reebok Pump. We got foam posits, the Air Jordan 11s, and these are just basically all grails in the sneaker community. But with that being said, there's a lot of hip-hop influence in the sneaker world. You had Tupac and the Timbs, you had the Wu-Tang and the Dunks, and sneaker commercials became pop culture moments, like just like in that Penn Hardaway's Little Penny ads. But with that being said, I remember seeing my first pair of Concords in middle school, which you guys was not too long ago. I definitely say that during the time when I had seen them, they definitely looked like something that came out of like a sci-fi movie, or just something that looked like really exotic or luxurious. Because I definitely haven't had one to this day, and I definitely didn't have too many Jordans when I was a little younger, but I definitely looked at those shoes as something I really sought after. But let me know what y'all story was when y'all saw a very good pair of sneakers that y'all liked in the comment section. Let me know what sneaker it was. But yeah, the Jordan 11 definitely had to be one of those shoes for me. The next era I'm gonna go through is gonna be something I call the HypeBeast Boom, you guys. This is gonna be a lot of hype brands. This is gonna be where a lot of HypeBeast came out and kind of originated from, and this is gonna be from about 2000 to about 2010. So in this era, we had a lot of Nike SB Dunks, we had Babestas, we had Air Force One Explosion, which I'm so glad for this sneaker. This is a sneaker I can't live without for sure. Like if I had to make a 10 essentials list right now, I definitely would have that on my list. This is exactly where the streetwear collab started to dominate, like Supreme, Stussy, and Undefeated, and Kanye West entered the scene from Nike Air Yeezys to Louis Vuitton collabs. Now with that being said, this was with the rise of sneaker blogs and forums like Nike Talk, and then 2015 hit, and this is when sneakers kind of turned into stocks, you guys. And it's kind of crazy of the evolution, as you guys can see, as we're kind of evolving through these eras. But in era number 5, this is going to be the Resell Era, you guys. This is going to be about 2010 to about 2019, and this is going to be where the Yeezy 350s basically just changed the game, and I feel like that was such a big moment in the sneaker culture. But with that being said, sneakers apps were launching, and people definitely started to hate that L screen. Sneaker resale platforms like StockX, Go started to take off at the time. Limited drops become marketing strategies, and influencers and Instagram fits started to shape the demand and really started to pull people into these sneakers, you guys. And it's kind of crazy to think how now I feel like even the influence space has gone even bigger, and I feel like the influence is on even a crazier level, especially with streamers and things like that. People used to definitely cap for sneakers in those days for sure. I don't know about now. I feel like now it's kind of a little more calmed down, a little more chill, but more and more it was about the bots that won. Definitely, I feel like if you had some good bots, I don't really know how bots work, you guys, because I'm not really a reseller, but I know that part of the resale game, it's really important to have you some bots on your side for sure. Let's get on to era number 6, and it's going to be about the TikTok and trends era, which was about 2020 to about 2023. Now, this is going to be about a time where kind of like the Dunks returned from the dead, and not even like in like a calm way. They kind of return in a crazy way. You got people buying Pandas, you got people buying the Syracuses, and just all these different colorways, you guys. I feel like everybody was just getting all the colorways, and not even all the colorways, but all the hype collabs as well. But TikTok kind of drove those micro trends within the Panda Dunks. You got the New Balance 550, Solomons, and things like that. But luxury sneakers started to cross over, just like the collab with Dior and the Air Jordan 1s. You got the Prada and Adidas and things like that. But comfort and versatility trends definitely became about in this era with Crocs, foam runners, and things like that. And this is basically gonna bring us now to what might be the most unpredictable sneaker era yet. Era number 7, you guys. The Fragmented Future. Now this is gonna be about from 2024 to about now, which is 2025. And I gotta say, smaller brands and niche collabs are definitely finding dedicated followings. I feel like we can even attest this to even clothing brands, you guys. I feel like clothing brands these days, like these little clothing brands from like Atlanta, where have you, it doesn't have to even be a specific spot. I feel like if they have a great story behind it and people are liking it, people are definitely, I feel like they're more subject to buy from those people because they know, like, okay, like for example, if you guys know who a YouTuber named Quan is, he has a brand that is called Cozy. And I'm gonna use this brand, even if people don't know it, I'm gonna use it in a way that kind of makes sense. So for me personally, I would rather buy from Quan because I know who Quan is and I know like his brand and like just things he stands for. And if you buy from Nike, Nike is a brand we all know, but it's like we don't know exactly who Nike is. So it's kind of like a relatability aspect to it, kind of like kind of a person you resonate with. And I hope this makes a lot of sense for you guys, but basically what I'm trying to say is these personal brands have a lot more touch to them. It's kind of like influencers. If you like a certain influencer or somebody that is of like a celebrity status, you're probably gonna buy something that they have on because of, you resonate with them more, if that makes sense. But sustainability and vintage issues are definitely getting hype. AI designed sneakers and custom one-offs are definitely in this time period, and resale prices are stabilizing, and the culture is kind of shifting from hype to your overall personal style, you guys. So now it's about less what's kind of hot, and it's kind of about what's yours. And the future might not be one big trend, but 1,000 smaller ones, you guys. So that being said, which sneaker era would you want to live in? Comment that down below right now. And if I had to pick one, I honestly would say probably now. I like that overall individualism, that personal style aspect. I feel like I was not really into that hype season, so I feel like that wouldn't be one that I wanted to be in. But definitely not the era where Converse were basketball sneakers, because that is not it for me. But I guess at that time, that was kind of all they knew. But you guys, yeah, let me know what era you like to be living and drop your favorite in the comment sections. And if you want me to do a deep dive into any one of these eras with all the wild release stories, let me know in the comment section and hit a sub button so you don't miss out on the video. But here in this video, I covered a lot of eras. And now if you want to go ahead and transition into kind of like the sneakers of this era, I recommend you click my list playlist right here and you'll be able to see a lot of the sneakers that are really popping now. I'll see you in that one.